Hi everyone, I am Shreyansh Patni. I am the CEO and founder of a brand called Cuba, which I've started recently. I've learned marketing in my MBA from which I've done from NMIMS in Bangalore, Narsing Munji in Bangalore. And today I'm here to talk about branding and marketing. Telling a story of your brand in various medias or by various channels. That basically is marketing and nothing else. And uh, I will tell you three effective ways to do great marketing. First, first one will be knowing your audience. So another example. It's another example. Say your friend, your cool friend who went to a restaurant, had great experience, had great food, but he went to a non-veg restaurant and had amazing experience. And he comes and tell these experiences to a person who is vegetarian or Jain. So if he is advocating for that restaurant to a vegetarian or Jain a friend, do you think it is going to work out for that restaurant? Obviously not, because they being a vegetarian would not want to go to a non-veg restaurant, right? So he does not know his audience to whom to talk about veg food. So in the same way, what Nike does, Nike knows that it wants to attract those audience who loves fitness and sports. So Nike hires those kind of people only, athletes, sports figures, to advocate its story. And that is why they have such a huge brand following, such a huge sales, and such a huge community. So if that person who went to a non-veg restaurant and would have communicated that to a person who loves non-veg food, I think it would have done wonders. So know your audience to whom you're marketing. Telling a story is the second most important way of effective marketing. If that person, say, who went to a restaurant and comes and tells you that he went to a restaurant and ate food and tells you nothing about the experience, I don't think you will be drawn to going to that restaurant so much. So telling a story is really important. If he would have told you about his experiences, what he ordered, how the waiter came and you know gave served the food, and how the plate was decorated and everything else. Overall experience, it tells you the story of the restaurant. I think you will be more excited to go to that restaurant rather than knowing just about the food you ordered. So telling a story is really, really important. Another example is Apple. They tell amazing stories. They want to attract creative people, which is why you would see every creative people has a MacBook or an Apple phone or an iPad with them, because they try to attract those kind of clienteles for them. And third is the right channel. Uh, if you are creating a story and if you want to target the right audience, you have to do it via some place, right? You cannot like if a friend is coming and talking to you, he will have a very narrow audience to talk about. He cannot communicate to a large number of people. So you will need a wide channel where you can reach a large number of people and try and communicate that story to those people. So Nike has various channels like social media, of course, then TV, billboards, radio. They have huge number of channels where they advertise and they communicate their stories to its audience. Since we do not have such a huge budget of putting ads on TV and other places, we can use social media to its best use by creating a very good story in social media and putting those out there. And I think using that channel is really vital for a brand to grow. Uh, and you must have seen so many homegrown brands currently thriving because of social media. So I think doing that is really important. What is branding and its importance? So branding is very vital. Branding is like giving a personality. So how do you create effective branding? Be clear on who you are. Do not try to target too many people. Know your target audience. Know if you're opening a veg restaurant, target majority veg people who will be interested in coming to your restaurant. If you keep to your product basically, I'll give you very good examples. Like, what comes to your mind when I tell you the words colors red, and yellow and the letter M written on it. McDonald's, right? So that is because of branding. Again, when you see a tech logo in a black backdrop and a white tech logo, Nike. When you see an Eaton apple, Apple. When you see, so these are branding. This is branding. Be consistent. Use the same logo everywhere. Do not try and uh, change your logo a lot. Be consistent with your fonts. Do not try to use new fonts everywhere. People will be confused if it is the same brand or if it is another brand. Nike will always be using the same swoosh logo everywhere. There are very few instances when where it will be doing something else, but majorly it will be staying the same. Same with Apple logo, same with McDonald's logo. They will be staying consistent. So being consistent with your brand is really important, and connecting emotionally using taglines like "Just Do It" and for Apple, think differently. These taglines connect with people. They are able to emotionally connect with people, which is why people remember it over a long period of time. So brand recall using these things are very high. So I think doing these three things will help you. She has another question: how can we create effective branding through digital marketing? I think again, telling a story, telling something which no one knows, or how you're trying, what is the story behind your brand that you're building is really important, and that is what exactly sells. So creating a very good story, creating something which is going to be shared by a lot of people, and uh, you know uh, telling people something they don't know, something which they will share with friends. I think these are the factors by which you can create a great social media following. That is branding. It is giving personality to your product, and I think to stand out from such a huge clutter of products, you need to create your own brand, your own logo, and give it a personality which differentiates itself from the other brands and logos out there. That is how you create a good brand. So for my logo, you can see the Cooper I'll show you. So see this logo, Cooper. I've created it specifically to attract young people, and I've given it a weird shape, a different shape, which shows persistence, growth, and basically it is divided into two parts: CU from success and PER from persistence, showing that if you are persistent enough in the long term, you will be successful. So that is what I've created as a brand for myself, and I've given it these ridges which are growing is basically showing persistent. You keep growing when you're being persistent. So that is the meaning behind the logo and my philosophy, which is I'm trying to create via brand. I think branding and marketing are two different uh, two different aspects of a coin.